Buenos dias. Good morning, everybody. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining a new morning show, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Yeah, it's early in the West Coast and in the Philippines. Learning about the different time zones. Well, it's Thursday, November 9th, 2023. The theme of throwback. And what are we talking about? We're in the living room. So I got a few pictures to share. I also love to hear your comments of what you like about the 20th century. Some people are like, what? Dark academia? That sounds so dark. Ugh. Academia, let's stick to that. Or lifestyle, which I'll get into in a second. But before that, salute. This is now my third cup of coffee. Raise your hand if you woke up 5 times because you had a puppy who needed to go to the bathroom like badly. Yeah, she went right before in our evening walk, so we didn't think any of it. We thought she was just, I don't know, being an annoying pup. But yeah, she had to go a couple of times. So anyway, um, moving on to our birthday. Whose birthday? En español, porque es el cumpleaños de mi tía Zulma. Today, it's my aunt's birthday. Okay, I'm gonna start in Spanish and then I'm gonna talk to you guys in English. Tía, me encanta que me llamas mi reina. Me hace sentir así. ¡Woo! Y sé cuánto me quieres y me aprecias y tú tienes una magia de hacer otras personas sentirse muy bien. Gracias, tía, por tu existencia, por todo lo que haces por tu familia, cómo has cuidado a mi mamita. Y te deseo que hoy tengas un día que sea todo para ti. No vas a hacer ni cocinar, nada. Todo para mi tía Zulma, ¿ok? ¿Me prometes? Un pinky promise. I was telling my aunt that she has a gift of making other people feel amazing. She used to call me my queen. Okay, maybe this is why I'm like all the 20th century, early 1900s dark academia. Could have started from there. Who knows? There's so many seeds that get planted in our path. So I was telling her she has a talent of making other people feel amazing. She's a caretaker for sure. She's been taking care of my grandma, which I've talked about here. She's level 95 or 95 years young, however you choose to take it. And I told her that I pray and I hope that for her birthday, she's able to make it all about her today. And I hope it's every day. Anyway, my heart and this channel and this whole transition, the whole journey is to take us who are in the field of service, who want to add to humanity and to give to others, to slowly start transitioning and understanding how so importantly it is to take care of us. And I say that because the past 2 days, the more you journal about it or you have a book like The Artist's Way, which you guys seen it like 1,000 times, the season of the show, right? The more exercise or the more reminder you are that you are so valuable, so precious, so worth it, and that you matter. And so some of the tendencies could be like getting angry. It's like, wait, what about my time? It gets a little rough at the beginning. And then when you're reminded again, you go through those bursts of like, hey, I had to take care of me. And we could go like, woo, swing to one way and like do strong boundaries. And I did that already for so long, and I want it to be a smooth process for myself. Just give myself grace. Not cut people out or um do any drastic things. Yes, we did leave an institution of a church. We're still very much connected to the people there. And yeah, that will never go away, and I'm very grateful. But anyway, all that chatter from a birthday. So I'm not sure if I'm speaking to you about this topic. If you're in this transition, welcome to the journey. Is we get reminded, and today, it's about um just stepping back and seeing what we like from this early 20th century. And I have a dad joke before we get started. Let's see. Okay, this is appropriate. What's a robot's favorite snack? Well, computer chips, right? But a bump. Yes, 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 yes. I thought that was good. Um, Technology for me, and when I was I did workshops at a middle school about the mindset of the entrepreneur with the focus on technology. Technology is basic communication. And all so many of us say, I'm not good at tech, and it's like, mm, I don't know if this perspective will help, that it's about communicating. If you are passionate about communicating, we get to learn or you get help on tech. Oh man, when it comes to filing, I could get very frustrated, but when it comes to the love of the camera, editing, and things like that, and the equipment and the lights, gives me energy. It's why I show up, people. Do I want to wake up and do this every day all the time? No, that's why I grab my morning pictures like, oh, I'm so sick. I woke up 5 times today. I've hardly slept. Show must go on. I mean, this is energy. Communicating to you is energy. So thanks for listening. And again, you're more than welcome. We got the weatherman under the weather again. He actually stayed here. Going to the training, I say that was a bad idea yesterday. And I went overload on. My mom ate some chicken soup. I had like 2 bowls of chicken soup, made myself a smoothie. I was like, okay, gotta get this immune system strong, um and proactive about it, because yesterday the energy was very draining, and I'm glad I took 2 steps back to like clear my head, even though yesterday was uh eventful, um to say the least. So anyway, so again, as I mentioned, that's the book that I've been talking about, and for today, let's go. Oh, the sofa. Yay. Go Wayfair. Let's go into the 20th century jewels. Yes, let's go there. Um, because let me put myself here so you guys can see those pictures. Okay, how many of you out there are downtown? Downton. Sorry. How do you pronounce it? Always get it wrong. Downton Abbey. Oh my gosh. Okay. So it's like I get so encouraged about these, like all these little seeds and transition in Dark Academia, Downton Abbey, Pride and Prejudice, like all those little planting seeds along the journey that I was so drawn to, to now understand is what is helping me transition to have a life instead of like doing. Even as an entrepreneur, a lot of us think that, oh, I'm going to be my own boss, and I'm going to get to do what I want when I want it. Let me tell you something, entrepreneurs, those new entrepreneurs, there's a lot more work now. There's a lot more fun and passion, and so it's why I'm still in this transition of making sure that I'm taking care of myself and enjoying life. So adjusting different things in my life, and it's so nice that I get to do it with Jimmy. Because when you're by yourself, like 7 years right here, and Jimmy will come in and out. And now I feel fully supported, that we're in the same journey. And it's like, this is why this whole dark academia was so exciting to me, because it was like, oh my gosh, we got so much in common in different areas, but it all just like folds into this beautiful theme that we're creating for ourselves this season, which is creating a library home. So, okay. Oh, thanks for the like, whoever was on Facebook. I appreciate it. Thank you. Um, so one of the things that I don't know how to zoom. Okay. But at the top, I like Google Downton Abbey, and I believe I put living room. And I love the picture because they're attending to the kids. Yes, they had maids. I did grow up with maids and a caretaker in Peru. And then when you're in Peru, it's like you don't need to be super wealthy. It's just middle class people have that. That's just how it is. Or how it was. I'm not sure if it's still the same. Um, and I I did notice that it was I am very grateful. I am blessed, lucky, whatever you want to call it, to have had that, for understanding that it really does take a community to care for a child, Oh, I'm getting emotional. And why I do want to help, especially like my friends with their kids, and because it takes a whole bunch of us, care, to develop. I had no idea. Okay. And I mean, that's how I took it. Her name was Maria, and her son will come over, and he was like my bestie. I have a picture. I gotta find it. I'm like with this little white dress. He's like, it's like from the 70, I think it was like 79, 80. I gotta go find it so I can show it to you guys. Someone remind me, please, if I don't do it. So I'm making a promise here. So when I go back, I could write it down in my little chart and things that I've been promising. Okay. So, yes. So they did have that. So maybe in this century, they are no longer like mates, but we have friends, we have neighbors, and we could choose opportunities to reach out. I have a neighbor upstairs who has a really young child, is in the second floor. And I was telling Jimmy, I was like, I want to tell her, listen, you need anything, just knock on the door. Jimmy kind of looked at me funny, like, really, you'll do it? I was like, yeah, not everybody loves strangers. And who cares? I don't know if her husband's like away. And for some of you know, when I did another challenge, Jimmy was in New York, and he'll come here in the weekend. We spend like 3 months or so, or a little more, like like him in New York and me in Florida, and it could get lonely. So I want to be of service and have, hey, listen, you got a friend, and for me, this is where my friend Anna and Grace came along. Well, Grace, right? Great Grace was walking her dog. I was walking my dog. Our dogs loved each other, and boom. we're friends, and because we said hello, and because we said, hey, let's meet up at the dog park, and it's all history from there. So yeah, let's be willing to reach out. Yeah, so anyway, that picture does remind me of that. I think that's one of the beautiful things I appreciate from the early 20th century, for what I know from movies, really. How do we know? I have no idea. I don't know. I mean, I have my grandma who's level 95. And we never talked about it. So maybe we could do some kind of interview or ask, or maybe I could ask her some questions. Hey, if you're level not over 90 anything, or if you know somebody who's level 90 everything, speaks English, I would love to have him or her in the show. That would be awesome, to pick some brain. But anyway, from what we're getting from the information from book, whether from books, movie shows, um, I this is why I love film, because it just helps us time travel, which is the subject and the theme of today, you know? Sorry, just checking my mic was on this whole time. I don't have Jimmy as my backup. You have no sound. um and yeah, I really love that. So that's what I love about the family room, because guess what? What is the one thing missing in that family room at the top picture? It's a TV, guys. It's a TV. It's a distraction. It's a social media, uh, they had each other. That's what they had, it was them. So, oh, got to pay attention, to the kid who's in front of me, and with drawing, and I was saying, do not, I have a TV, I mean, and I fought Jimmy forever, but you know I realized he has a passion for Star Wars, he has a passion for all these shows, and he has introduced me to shows, and now I'm very grateful, like Downton Abbey, for example. I was like, oh, I'll watch that. So he does this little research before he introduces shows to me. He's like, I think you're really gonna like it. And so anyway, so I did fall in love with it. I watched all the movies. I just love everything about it. So they could be some kind of curfew or whatever. I know some people, House of Valentina, her TV is a flat screen that she made into a frame. So so when the TV is off, it looks like a frame, and I think that is so cool. Our TV is big to put any kind of frame around it, but for the future, I think that's a really neat idea. Or when we have a fireplace, to put that on top and do that. I believe she does not have a TV. I think that this TV I'm talking about, it's in her bedroom. Yes. So there are different forms, or different ways that we could turn off these electronics and pay attention to each other. So anyway, so that's that. Okay, the telephone. Okay, so I've looked at some phones on Facebook Marketplace, because the prices, like in Wayfair and all these places, possibly because of the show, there must be like a high demand and people getting very nostalgic about this era and wanting to order. So the prices have been hijacked. However, there are people who are moving out or passed away, and they're giving stuff away. So Facebook Market is one way. Um, Real estate sales is another, which that I do have. I forget their name, something ladies, that I reached out for our stuff, but now I have contact. So I hope to be. I know it's on Fridays and some weekends that they have. So anybody in Orlando want to come with me, loves this kind of stuff, reach out to me in social media. I love to go and totally geek out. So there are ways that we can tap into these really cool items. So I love the phone because they Jimmy and I do have some curfews with our phones, and I would love to have the phone, get phone calls, sit down and do nothing but listen to the person in the other line. Because in our phones, we're driving, we're on the move, on the move. One of the things that I love back then is that when you were on the phone, you were on the phone. You were in one place. Your butt was in one spot, until they started doing those long cords. Man, I really dislike the 80s and the 90s. It just, I feel it just like ruin everything. But I mean, of course, there's great things about it and all that. But just when it comes to like this family, like connecting to humans, there was a lot of arrogance, I will definitely say, in the 80s and the 90s. And so yeah, I am choosing for my family and Jimmy and I, you know, just tapping and connecting to these things. The other thing that also requires your butt to sit down, and my friend Scott told me about, is called back in the day you used to call it the sweet spot, where you will sit around your record player and you find like a special place and to have it, and that's what you did. You listened to an album, like whether it's like one side, both sides, and that's what you did. You immersed yourself, you were in the music, you were in there. And I find that so cool, and I'm yet to buy. I said that in my blog, and it's like I've been way too careful about getting the right one, and this whole perfectionist. If you're on Instagram, you follow me on Instagram, you please remind me what I read about perfectionism. It's like, yeah, looking for the perfect one or the right one can prolong, and you stall, and then nothing happens. So anyway, so that's something I want to do. And so having that spot, let me see. I want to share. Actually, I do want to share that with you guys because um, let's stop this. I want to share the spot in the living room. I don't think you guys saw that because I don't think I put the camera there. So this is the spot. It's right like across next to the kitchen, next to her bedroom, and across the next the terrace, the balcony, right? It's like you could look at it. That's what it looks like now. Like we're missing light bulbs. We got random books. Yes, that's Tupac. But those are all like our music books on the top, random books in the bottom. We have a little clean machine at the bottom. So it's like the let me drop something here because I don't know where else to put it kind of section at the moment. So, but I am looking forward to creating sweet spots. So whether that's where I'm going to put the record player or the phone. I don't think the phone actually may have the phone jack. Oh my gosh, that would be awesome. The typewriter that we have in New York, we're gonna see. So I am really looking forward to having that, because that, my friends, I believe is gonna look so cool. So cool. All right. So that's a little bit of the before and after. Oh, that's because I don't have it. Okay, let's go back to those pictures in the presentation. I am almost done. Again, always looking forward to seeing you guys' thoughts. So I do have that picture, the next slide. Oops, no, went too far. Of like the record, just getting some ideas, possibly putting some of my old cameras that my friend Shauna gave me. They're all in storage. So my typewriter, the old cameras. There's a lot of there's a really old radio, huge radio. Oh my gosh. So oops, sorry. Hope I didn't doop doop make it bad for your ear. So I'm looking forward to putting all these things. We'll go back and to reminding me to stay put. What is some of your stuff? I would love to know. Thank you for joining me in this season. If you've been watching often, thank you. Thank you for joining. I hope that in any way, I want really like the feedback only so I could do more of what you want to also um see, experience, get to know. We could, go through this journey together, because again, we need community. Going back to the picture in the top, having community is so important, and that's something that we're desperately missing from nowadays. So I don't know if I mentioned this, but I called it a community project, but it's basically I'm part of the committee here in my condo to get the basketball courts back open, and so many families came. It made me so emotional. I was like really holding it, like here I am, I'm gonna lose it crying. But yeah, my heart was very happy, because I was really expecting parents or just the adults. No, there were children there, and they were like college kids, or young adults. It was a mixture of so many different people, which was so encouraging. Just keeping community is important. I hope you find opportunities to join your communities. Um, that you want to, I don't know what that looks like for you. For me, it's very important that I start looking to my left and right, which is neighborhood, because in this season of my life, again, I've been so grateful. Also, shout out to my old neighbor Irene. She was like downstairs for me when I was like, oh my gosh, I'm all alone, and such a sweetheart. Irene, yes, we got to hang out. You got to come over and play cards with us again, or not cards. We play, Dutch Blitz. You're good at it. You're good at it, Irene. You're pretty good at it. But anyway, thank you for joining today's morning show. Let's keep community. Let me know what your 20th century jewels are, whether it's items, ideas, movies, whatever that is. Let us know in the comments below. We will see you tomorrow. And some serene stories about, memories. Thank you guys. Please help us support our channel. If you like this episode, please like it. Please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. Even if you're on Facebook, head over there. Head over to the tube. And thank you. I will see you tomorrow. What is the topic tomorrow? You'll find out. Too much going on here. Something about family gatherings. All right.